9, more Utah doctors are getting the vaccine for COVID-19. Hear from them about the experience and their renewed hope for the fight against the virus.
Plus, Salt Lake City School District teachers are going to get a bonus after all from the state of Utah. Hear from the district about what influenced their deal with the House Speaker.
And we're tracking a storm leading up to Christmas. We know it's going to bring the cold, but will it bring the snow? I'll let you know in the forecast.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13 News at 9 starts right now.
Today, another 2,400 new cases of COVID-19 reported by the Utah Department of Health, bringing our total to just under 250,000. Our 7-day rolling average is nearly 2,500 new cases per day, with a positive rate of 22%. There are 559 people currently hospitalized because of the virus. 99.4% of the state's ICU beds are currently occupied.
Public health officials reported 8 more COVID-19 related deaths today. 4 men and 4 women, all but one of them were older than 65, with one man between 45 and 64 years old. They were from Box Elder, Salt Lake, Utah, and Davis counties. We've seen more than 1,100 COVID-19 related deaths so far in Utah.
In the fight against the virus, more than 3,600 people have had the first round of vaccines in Utah. 66% of those have been administered in Salt Lake County. Now, Davis and Utah counties have administered more than 350 each.
And the news today that Moderna's vaccine is now starting to begin distribution across the country means more vaccines are coming, further cementing a possible turning point in this pandemic. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Amy Nay.
And I'm Brian Schnee. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph joining us live from Intermountain Medical Center in Murray tonight with an update on that progress, as well as how healthcare workers are feeling about the vaccine. Spencer.
Yeah, good evening, Brian and Amy. Most of those people who have gotten the vaccine are healthcare workers. The reason is simple, so that they get it and they can treat patients, whether it's from coronavirus or other diseases. Now, all of those healthcare workers that I talked to today say it's like Christmas came early, and this is giving them a light at the end of the tunnel when fighting this virus. As frontline healthcare workers continue to get the vaccine.
So one of the things that's terrified me this year is the notion that I would actually make my patients sick.
They're reinvigorated in their fight against COVID-19, along with other diseases and illnesses they work so hard to treat.
I feel like this is a new phase of this pandemic.
This is Dr. Mark Lewis of Intermountain Healthcare, who got the vaccine on Friday, tweeting out after, quote, "Santa, don't worry about me this year. I'm good."
This is going to give me immunity and make me less likely to pass this on to my patients. And that really is an amazing present. And you're right, I was sort of telling Santa Claus I don't need a Christmas present this year because I feel like I've already gotten one.
And he isn't alone.
I got the Band-Aid I can show you. And I'm excited. I'm excited to feel like we're moving forward.
Spencer Priest, a registered nurse at Utah Valley Hospital, got the vaccine and recorded this shortly after.
It's been demanding. It's been difficult to go to work and feel like I'm gonna do this again today.
Both hope their excitement and experience about this vaccine helps ease the public's mind about getting it.
I'm thrilled to feel like I'm part of this historic day to move forward and to kind of get our healthcare system and our country back on track.
So there are 4 coronaviruses that cause the common cold, and quite famously, we don't have a cure for the common cold. And so science has moved so fast.
And for these and other frontline healthcare workers, the best gift to give this holiday season is the best care to their patients.
I think this is the most optimistic I've been all of 2020.
Thing that is very promising, Governor-elect Spencer Cox tweeting this out yesterday saying, quote, "Our hospitals have confirmed they are able to get 6 doses from the 5-dose vials that have been shipped, a 20% increase right out of the bag." So as COVID-19 continues to affect the world, this is definitely a turning point. However, I do want to caution all of the doctors we spoke with said this is not time to relax restrictions and not time to stop that social distancing and the mask wearing. Keep doing all that stuff, but definitely this is hope on the horizon. Live in Murray, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Ready. We asked you to hang out next door for 15 minutes.
That's Draper Representative Suzanne Harrison giving us the thumbs up there as she gets the COVID-19 vaccine. She shared the moment of her inoculation on social media and told people to make sure to get the vaccine when it's offered to them. In the meantime, keep wearing those masks and practice social distancing. By the way, Representative Harrison is a medical doctor in her day job. She says politicians are not skipping to the front of the line and that this was for her work. Well, we are learning more about what led to a deal over COVID-19 bonuses for educators and a return to in-person learning in Salt Lake City School District.
House Speaker Brad Wilson and the Salt Lake City School District have now reached an agreement to get students back in-person learning within the district by February. Now, Fox 13's Diego Romo spoke with the district superintendent to learn more about what made this deal happen.
Information we got this week about vaccines and the opportunity for our teachers to be vaccinated. That was kind of the compelling information in coming up with this proposal.
Under the new proposal, which still needs to be approved by the school board, middle and high school students will be back in class by February 8th.
I'll be really glad to have kids back in school and teachers back in school. We're used to doing the work there.
With updates to the COVID-19 vaccination plan, teachers will have received both rounds of vaccinations by the end of January.
From the information that we're getting, 7 days after the second dose is when that vaccine is most effective. So that's kind of what drove the February 8th start date.
The deal between House Speaker Brad Wilson and the district makes $1,500 stipends to teachers and $1,000 bonuses to school staffers that were offered statewide, now available to Salt Lake City educators.
Everyone wanted the same thing. We want what's best for the kids, and we were just trying to figure out the best way to make that happen.
I'm very happy that our teachers can get a stipend, and I think they work so incredibly hard, and I'm glad that that's being appreciated. I think that's wonderful.
The Salt Lake City School District was left out of the original stipend proposal because they were keeping students online. The stipends are a thank you to educators for working during the pandemic. Speaker Wilson was criticized for blocking the money from going to them.
There has been a lot of concern from lawmakers across the state about what's been happening in Salt Lake. We've always wanted to pay the bonus to every teacher and educator, including those in the Salt Lake School District, and we've always wanted the kids in the Salt Lake School District to be in class. This was a way for us to get everyone at the table, and I'm glad it worked.
I respect the choices of others, and I think so far we've made good choices for our students and community.
In a statement to Fox 13, Salt Lake City Teachers Union President James Tobler says they appreciate school district employees will now be included in the stipend, adding, quote, "We maintain that staff, student, and community safety are of the highest concern." The proposal will be presented to the Salt Lake City School Board for their approval on January 5th. The full legislature votes on it when it meets next month, with money going to educators by February. In Salt Lake City, Diego Romo, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Utah's governor-elect Spencer Cox giving some insight into the closed-door talks that led to Salt Lake City schools proposing to go back to in-person learning. Now, in a series of posts on social media, of course, he tweeted this. Governor-elect Cox says he wanted the educator bonuses for all teachers. He and House Speaker Brad Wilson talked it out and came to an understanding. The governor-elect says the stipend was a catalyst for talks, but the vaccine being offered to teachers starting in January really accelerated things. Now, that decision, he says, was led by the House Speaker. Turning to weather now, Powder Mountain opening up for the season today. Now, they depend on natural snow as opposed to some of the other resorts in the state, and they got some over the past few days.
Yeah, but will they be getting any more? That's what we want to take to Breck Bolton. Stand by with our first alert forecast. Hi, Breck.
Yeah, a long wait there to open things up. Yeah, they did get some snow, desperately needing some more snow. But moving into the weekend, we said, we're going to get a break from the storms. And that is what we saw. Boy, my email, social media, inundated with photos highlighting the beautiful sunset that we saw across northern Utah. David Daly sitting in this photo there where there's just an array of colors. The reds, the orange, yes, but pinks and purples. You know what they say, red at night, sailor's delight. And it was a delightful day. We had plenty of sunshine, a few clouds across northern Utah, but temperatures above normal. It was quite pleasant there, at least for this time of year. We got up to 42 degrees in Salt Lake City, 40s in Ogden. Typically in Utah County, at least at the Provo Airport, sometimes we kind of trap some colder air. Thus temperatures only getting up into the upper 30s. 20s though in Vernal, a stronger inversion, and of course we did see some fog this morning that kind of lingered on throughout the day. Temperatures only getting up to the low 30s in Price. Outside of the fog and the inversion, nice temperatures towards Cedar City. 49 degrees, only 50 degrees in St. George. Currently, we stand right at freezing at 32 in Salt Lake City, upper 20s in Ogden, teens in Logan, as we're looking at teens over towards eastern Utah, where at least through central and southern Utah, we're going to be looking at clear skies. But as we saw last night, the development of patchy fog that we're already seeing develop here in areas that we saw last night as we turn towards central Utah, Ephraim, Manti, over towards Gunnison, Moab as well, Uinta Basin, we'll see that patchy fog. Visibility less than a mile in some locations. Even for some of the Wasatch back, we could see some of that fog developing as well. Now, clouds across portions of northern Utah. We're not seeing any threat of showers, but I mentioned that storm. Is it looking better as far as being a chance of some snow? I'll let you know coming up.
We turn now to a developing story. A renowned attorney in the Salt Lake City area is behind bars tonight on a number of domestic violence charges. According to court documents, 45-year-old Aaron Kinney allegedly shot at his wife's car tires, preventing her and their children from leaving their Rose Park home. He was just hired as a staff attorney for the ACLU of Utah this week. For years, he served as the legal director of the Utah Disability Law Center. Kinney is being held without bail in the Salt Lake County Jail. We reached out to the ACLU for comment on this matter. They declined to respond.
New at 9, deputies in Wasatch County need your help to find a missing man. They're looking for 53-year-old Chad West. He was last seen on Friday, December 11th, when he drove away from his Wasatch County home. West is believed to be driving his black 2001 Ford F-250 with the Utah license plate West LND. If you see him, you are asked to contact the Wasatch County Sheriff's Office.
These struggles give me perspectives, though, so that I can help people to succeed.
We've got a lot more for you ahead on Fox 13 News at 9. Coming up, hear from the President-elect's Interior Secretary and her promises for the country as the first Native American chosen to work among the staff at the White House.
And current President Donald Trump under fire for a new report about a potential investigation into voter fraud. Hear what one Utah congressman has to say about this.
And honoring the fallen, we'll let you hear from local students who took part in laying wreaths across America. We'll be right back.
Celebrate clearance pricing and the Happy Honda Day sales event with your Utah Honda dealers. It's your last chance of the year to get clearance pricing on the entire Honda lineup. See all the clearance offers at UtahHondaDealers.com.
If someone you know is living with HIV, know this. A diagnosis does not define them. They're still a friend, a family member. They're still them. And remember, the H is for human. Learn more at HIVandme.com.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? That's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh my Mom, I'm finished. We pray each day. May you come home and be okay. For now, we wait for you to come. Daddy!
Brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Thanks for being with us tonight. In your national news, President-elect Joe Biden announcing key members to nominate to his climate team today. Among them was a very much anticipated pick, New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland as the Secretary of the Interior. Now, if confirmed by the Senate, Congresswoman Haaland would be the first Native American to serve in a presidential cabinet.
This moment is profound when we consider the fact that a former Secretary of the Interior once proclaimed his goal to, quote, civilize or exterminate us. I'm a living testament to the failure of that horrific ideology. I also stand on the shoulders of my ancestors and all the people who have sacrificed so that I can be here.
Congresswoman Haaland's nomination gives a lot of hope to Native American leaders, including the president of the Navajo Nation.
Having Deb, a Native American woman, to be the stewards of the federal lands here in this country is just overwhelming to many of us in Indian country.
Holland will oversee the Bureau of Indian Affairs, National Park Service, and Bureau of Land Management. 46% of Utah's land is run by the Department of Interior.
In more national headlines, a meeting in the White House catching some fire on social media. President Trump reportedly considering naming a special counsel to look into an investigation into voter fraud. It came to light after a report from the New York Times tonight. According to that report, the president had a heated exchange in the Oval Office last night with his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, recently pardoned former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, among others. The president was reportedly asked about imposing martial law upon Flynn publicly floating the idea during the appearance he had on the conservative channel Newsmax. Utah Congressman John Curtis appeared on CNN tonight to discuss the meeting.
I've been in Congress for 3 years, and for 3 years I keep hearing all of these worst-case scenarios. We have to remember it was a conversation, not a revolution. There are far more important things in front of us, and I think we need to move on and tackle them.
Another idea reportedly mentioned in the meeting was an executive order that would permit the government to access voting machines to inspect them.
Across the country today, veterans that have made the ultimate sacrifice are being honored for National Wreaths Across America Day.
This is a look at the wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery today. More than 2,100 wreath-laying ceremonies took place in the U.S., both at sea and abroad.
Meanwhile, here in Utah, students from the American Heritage School laid a wreath on the grave of every single veteran in the Highland City Cemetery, totaling more than 150 in all in the snow. Each veteran's name was said aloud, and the veteran was thanked for their service.
And everything just came together so well, and everyone could feel it. It was just like a change in the hallways and in the classrooms, and everyone just felt like this gratitude.
For more information about this nationwide program, Wreaths Across America, head to our website, fox13now.com.
Time for us to talk more about the weather right now. Breck, I know you're getting it from a lot of people as they look ahead to a hopeful white Christmas.
We're keeping our fingers crossed. Of course, we were trying to define what a white Christmas means, where we have kind of a couple of parameters here. One, having snow on the ground, where typically we're at least looking for an inch or so, or seeing that fresh fallen snow that could fall on Christmas Eve through Christmas morning. Now, as a reminder, past 5 years, we're on a streak that we've been seeing a white Christmas. And we're looking at a storm at least close to Christmas that we need to give you some updates. So let's first, though, share a photo coming in. This is Karen Newman looking off at the distance at Antelope Island. Not a lot of snow on the ground. Even the storm that hit late Thursday into Friday, bringing a lot of snow up in the mountains, but the valleys, yeah, not so much there, where, again, we're looking forward to some additional snow. And one storm, at least as we're highlighting it and looking at it, it's looking a little bit more impressive. But let's first take a look at today. Official high, 42 degrees, temperatures above normal. We saw the sunshine. Air quality wasn't too bad. And looking ahead, as we're going to keep the storms away, at least initially, we might see a little bit more haze as we move through tomorrow into Monday as well. Now here's a look at your current temperatures along the Wasatch Front. Conditions are calm. It is cold. I mentioned the air quality situation where throughout today we saw the colors change just a little bit. Starting off, we had a lot of green, especially across northern Utah. Beginning to change though, Davis, Salt Lake County, moving into that moderate concern level as we would expect. But visibly though, it looked, well, not too bad, but again, tomorrow, that haze looks to thicken up just a little bit because we do have high pressure off to the west there. Now, looking at your headlines where, as I mentioned, the high pressure, as we saw temperatures today above normal, will be there once again, back into the 40s, at least across most of the Wasatch Front. So decreasing air quality, we don't mix out the air. But again, tracking that storm, let's talk about the timing of that storm and when it's going to hit. As we look right now, we're seeing some clouds begin to move through northern Utah, keeping it clear across central and southern Utah. I mentioned the patchy fog, central Utah over towards Moab. Definitely can see some little bit of visibility. Well, we're looking at another storm bringing, as you can see, widespread rainfall, Pacific Northwest, tracking towards the east. As we take a look at the flow right now, the jet stream, following where the storms are going. They're moving north of the state Tuesday, but sliding a little bit towards northeastern Utah, southwest Wyoming. So that is an area that potentially might see some brief showers come tomorrow afternoon. Avoiding most of northern Utah, it's Rich County, it's areas such as Woodruff, Roundoff, over towards Evanston. But again, that high pressure in place will keep warmer temperatures. And there's our next storm. The timing of it, well, looks like it's going to get here late Tuesday into Wednesday. And right now, it's looking to give us a better chance of some snow showers. It's not a lot. Right now, models showing maybe an inch for the valley floors and upwards of 4 to maybe 6 inches for the mountains. So again, not a big storm. It's going to be clipping northern Utah, but what it will do is drop temperatures. Now for tonight, under partly cloudy skies, we've got temperatures in the 20s across northern Utah. It's teens as you look in Logan as well as in Park City. Temperatures abound about 15 degrees in Price, 14 in Cedar City, and upper 20s in St. George. Now for tomorrow, take a look. Some of the models showing, yeah, a little bit of activity. I mentioned turning towards some of the Wasatch back, extreme northeastern Utah, southwest Wyoming. But again, most of the Wasatch Front, you're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the low 40s. Looks like low 40s in Provo, 40s in Price. Cold in Vernal, though, only at 29 degrees. Looks like 50s in Cedar City. So, yeah, temperatures above normal with that high pressure in place. Again, keeping the storms away up until Tuesday, which means temperatures will be climbing for St. George near 60 degrees. Now, Wednesday, it's cooler. Heading towards Christmas, it's clear. Low 50s expected as we look towards Christmas. Northern Utah, 40s to upper 40s Monday. Again, seeing some haze. The cold front hits. I am throwing a possibility of some showers late Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, not a lot, not a big storm, but it's bringing a little bit of the white stuff. But we won't see any fresh snow for Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. We will see some cold temperatures, but at least there's a little bit of snow as we look for this week.
We have a lot of really good people in Salt Lake, and people really do want to help one another.
Some Utah crafters creating handmade donations meant to help people experiencing homelessness stay warm this winter. See how they are able to make the generous gifts with, other than the yarn, no strings attached when we come back.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get $7,300 below MSRP on this Traverse.
Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
All the best traditions happen this time of year. Some happen around a table. Others happen under a tree. But my favorite tradition happens at a place that stays light after the sun goes down.
Luminaria, a holiday light spectacular that's delightfully different every time. Only at Thanksgiving Point. Come experience the season's brightest tradition. Visit thanksgivingpoint.org.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad. Sales event ads are usually boring. Is this boring? There's a nice little present. This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
Lease Altima, just $199 per month.
Everything changes the moment you're diagnosed with cancer. At Intermountain Cancer Center, we create a plan that gives you more of the moments that matter most, with experts dedicated to you. A team of caregivers who know why it all matters, and who fight with you to give you the best chance. Our experience means a better one for you.
For over 20 years, Marcosian Auto has provided quality used vehicles to the people of Utah regardless of credit situation. And at Marcosian Auto, if you have a job and a driver's license, you're approved, guaranteed. You're approved for full warranties and free oil changes. You're approved for super low downs and super reasonable payments. And folks, especially with COVID-19, don't get jerked around, get approved.
Welcome back. Salt Lake City employees spent the day working with Volunteers of America to help people in need stay warm this winter. Mayor Aaron Mendenhall was on hand as volunteers collected coats, sweaters, hats, gloves, blankets, and more. All the items donated by members of the public and will now go to help people who are currently getting help through the city's homeless outreach programs and the VOA detox centers.
Salt Lake City staff are true public servants. They love it. You can see their smiles through their masks. And doing things like this, especially on a beautiful sunny Saturday before Christmas, really warms everybody's heart.
Volunteers of America Utah serves thousands of people through programs including their homeless resource centers, counseling, and detox centers, a job training program, and a permanent supportive housing apartment complex. If you'd like to find out more or donate, we've got a link on our website, fox13now.com.
Also today, the rescue mission of Salt Lake City took part in One Day 2020. It's an international event to help people experiencing homelessness celebrate the Christmas holiday. Operation Care International partnered with rescues and organizations in 50 states and hundreds of countries to not only provide a home-cooked holiday meal, but they also handed out some much-needed supplies to those in need. Volunteers spent the day giving out meals, including turkey and ham, along with a pair of brand new boots and 2 pairs of socks.
Imagine going through winter without a pair of shoes. Having a new pair of shoes is a luxury in their life and something that we may take for granted because we have a location where we can put 3 or 4 pairs of shoes in our closet and we pick which pair we want to wear every morning. But our homeless friends, they don't have that choice.
Going the extra mile here, volunteers also washed the feet of those that they were helping. They say to represent God's wish for humans to serve others.
A lot of people trying to do good things this time of year. Now today, Liberty Park was covered in some beautiful handmade clothing. That thanks to some generous Utah knitters, all for a good cause. Every year, the Facebook group Scarfs in the Park, Salt Lake City, they spend the holidays creating hand-knitted clothing to give away to anyone in need. The yarn is donated and the people in this group create these lovely hats, scarves, and other clothing items. You saw the note there. They're just placed around Liberty Park and hooked there on the fence for anyone who needs them to simply take and put to use.
It has just kind of snowballed. Every year it gets a little bit bigger. The first year we had about 300 donations. This year we had probably 2,200 donations. So we've really grown.
The group also donates a lot of those homemade items to area shelters. Like she said, this is the 4th year they've been able to do this.
Well, Amy, you're right. Lots of good on center stage today. Salt Lake City Police holding its 4th annual Pay It Forward event today. This year's edition, of course, had to be reimagined due to COVID-19. Officers did their shopping online, and the kids who received the presents came out this morning to pick up their gifts.
I'm super excited for kids to just start using it, and I think that results will show.
Ahead in our next half hour, we're going to show you the new resource center that's under development right now that will soon help some Davis County students who are living on the street.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. Visit Happy Honda Days to get a great offer on the Pilot.
Hey sister, you triple rewardsing with Mountain America?
You bet I'm Mountain America triple rewardsing. Are you triple rewardsing?
I was born to triple rewardsing.
For a limited time, get triple rewards on every Visa purchase, only with Mountain America.
Every day in Utah, 1 in 5 kids face hunger.
But when we all give,
even just a little,
it goes a long way.
Join us this holiday season.
And let no child go hungry in Utah.
This holiday season, help Utah Food Bank fight hunger statewide. Donate at utahfoodbank.org.
Imagine life in that, or that. Having zero stress. Wasting zero energy worrying. 0 days wanting less seats, more seats, and 0 regrets. Imagine that.
0 reasons not to get into a Volkswagen, especially now that you can start shopping from home. Click, call, or come by today. Visit our Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease the 2020 Tiguan S4 Motion today with 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 to its signing.
It's just luck. Maybe your body is such and you get the virus and it's a cold for you. But if you happen to be the unlucky one, you're done.
Dollar Loan Center offers more time to pay back than almost any short-term loan company. If all you need to pay back is a few days, great, big time savings. But if you need longer, we'll give you over a full year.
Thanks for joining us at 9:30. The Davis School District has more than 1,200 students who are experiencing homelessness.
So when students chose a service project this year, they decided to help their fellow classmates who may be struggling. Fox 13's John Franke shows us what the new Clearfield Cares Teen Center offers.
It hits closer to home and it helps out the people that I see every day. So it makes me feel better that they will have these resources.
Some students at Clearfield High School spent the year refurbishing their unused old gym into a place where children who are experiencing homelessness can find some much-needed resources.
I think this is something that needs to start happening in more schools because it is needed.
In the tradition of the school's Clearfield Cares food pantry, they've created the Clearfield Cares Mindful Center and our Clearfield Cares Teen Center.
I personally am really excited to have this grow and for students and teachers to start using this, and I think it is a resource that is really needed in our community, and I think it's really amazing that we are one of the first schools in our district to be able to do this.
Anyone who needs the center can come for a shower, use the laundry facilities, do homework, or speak with a counselor.
It's a place where we can learn a lot of coping mechanisms, especially in our world now. Everybody has a rough time, whether it's a student or it's staff.
Davis Education Foundation Executive Director Jody Lunt teamed up with the students to help design the new center. She hopes it helps those who are struggling find resources they can use to overcome challenges and stay in school.
We know that when students aren't safe or clean or don't have adequate resources, they stop coming to school. And when students stop coming to school, they drop out.
The money for the center came from the city and donations raised by students.
I'm super excited for kids to just start using it, and I think that results will show.
I'm very excited to be one of the first people to put one in the high school. I think that shows a lot about Clearfield. We are caring about what our students need.
Once Clearfield's Teen Center is complete, the district will begin work on teen centers at Woods Cross and Northridge High Schools. In Clearfield, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Have you seen this porch pirate in Murray? Take a good look here. He was caught on this Ring doorbell camera video stealing a box of donuts just 1 minute after a friend dropped it off on a doorstep. This may be connected to other thieves around the same time in the area this morning. Well, if you know this guy or can recognize him in any way, please contact Murray Police.
Fire crews rushed to a Salt Lake business this morning after a vehicle inside caught fire. Employees from Atmosphere Studios at 326 West, 700 South say the fire broke out inside a dump truck that was actually parked at a concrete loading dock inside that warehouse. The Salt Lake City fire chief said the amount of smoke from the fire made the battle difficult, but the fact that it was in a concrete area kept those flames from spreading to other parts of the building.
It's a weird thing to say that I feel lucky when my property was on fire this morning, but there's a lot of people that work in that building and a lot of property that belongs to a lot of people that entrust us to take care of it. And the fact that the fire happened and that nobody was hurt and that no other property was damaged is really something that we're very, very grateful for.
Employees tell us the truck was completely destroyed in the fire. There was nobody hurt. The fire is now under investigation.
A power outage almost threw things for a loop at St. Mark's Hospital this morning. Rocky Mountain Power says they got reports of an outage affecting more than 4,500 customers in Salt Lake City. The communication manager for St. Mark's says the hospital lost power just before 10 a.m., but that backup generators kicked on immediately and that there was no impact on any emergency areas within the hospital.
It's been 12 years in the making, and finally, it's done. The city of Vineyard hosting a socially distanced ribbon cutting to recognize the completion of the Center Street overpass. And to celebrate the occasion, Santa Claus even led some kids on a bike ride right over the overpass. The new overpass will open for vehicles early next week.
Still to come on Fox 13 News at 9, some nursing schools are relying on a new type of technology to continue training students during the pandemic, how it could be making them even better at their job.
Plus, the holiday season filled with all kinds of decorations, from light shows to those inflatable blow-up characters. Well, look at this. We're going to show you how one family in central Utah got extra creative this year.
And Mother Nature giving us a little decoration with the storm that hit, of course, a couple of days ago. We see more snow, at least across the valley floor. A view from our Oquirrh Mountain camera with a time lapse throughout the day. We had some sunshine, we had some clouds. The haze not too bad, but we are expecting to see more haze. But what you really want to know is when will we see more snow. I'll let you know after the break.
Fox 13 Traffic Watch is sponsored by Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza.
The Arby's French dip sandwich is like dipping beef into more beef. 2 for $6? Listen up, carnivores. We are peaking. Arby's, we have the meats.
I call that one. And that's why we really don't want you to drink alcohol underage.
Dad.
Semicolon. Keep your brains a rockin' and rollin'.
Got it, Dad.
Most excellent.
Everyone at Larry H. Miller Dealerships agrees 2020 needs to end already. In fact, let's start 2021 early with the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. All the great savings you deserve are here now. Save big on over 20,000 vehicles with deals like no payments for 90 days, no money down, low interest, and special financing available. Start 2021 off right and earlier than expected. The Bash Sales Event. Find your deal online at LHMauto.com or a Larry H. Miller dealership near you. Driven by you.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we understand that COVID hasn't stopped babies from being born, emergencies from happening, or the need for doctor visits. We all still have health needs. So at Intermountain, we continue to have measures in place to safely care for you now and in the future. So please don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We continue to be here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org to learn how to get the care you need.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
It's the GMC season to upgrade. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most GMC models. Use it to get over $7,700 total value on this 2020 Terrain Denali.
See your Utah GMC dealers.
A simulation program to train nurses is gaining in popularity.
Stephanie Stone found how they're using virtual patients in hopes of quickly bringing students into the workforce.
I feel better now. I can definitely breathe better, but my chest is kind of sore.
From pediatrics. I'm actually really tired, sleepy, a little dizzy too, and there's some pain in my abdomen.
To maternal health, you're looking at the future of nursing school, and it's happening now.
The technology is so good, you'll get an answer. You might not get the answer that you are looking for, so you may have to rephrase. And that's the way it is in real life, too.
Lori Rilko is an assistant professor at George Washington University's School of Nursing. She was a nurse practitioner for 30 years and then decided it was time to help the next generation of nurses.
My greatest responsibility is to prepare future nurse practitioners in the art of accurate history taking and skilled physical exam, and then putting all the pieces of the puzzle together to come up with a a clinical diagnosis.
She says George Washington was already using this simulated technology when the pandemic hit. It put them in the perfect position to continue training new medical professionals, and it allows them to learn, practice, and fail on computers rather than on real-life patients.
It's kind of like telehealth. We've had telehealth, and until we had to really rely on telehealth, there were a lot of barriers to overcome.
One of the challenges in higher education institutions, specifically in the United States, and I think this is true worldwide, is that they have challenges meeting the demand. So they have capacity constraints. One example of that is shortages of clinical space. Digital simulations help solve that problem.
Brent Gordon is the managing director for Elsevier's nursing and health education business, which recently acquired Shadow Health. He says one of the real problems that the virtual education solves is that of communication, which he says can be at the root of medical malpractice claims.
Nurses are increasingly graduating, passing the NCLEX, but not entering practice with the clinical reasoning skills that they need to be successful on day one.
Lori says her students enjoy the virtual interaction and they enjoy doing their training on their own time. Some are currently working on the front lines and taking the courses in their spare time.
Everyone is really nice here. Thank you very, very, very much.
And it seems the virtual patients like it too. I'm Stephanie Stone reporting.
The virtual patients like it too, huh? All right, of course, virtual learning cannot replace all the training that future nurses need, like how to start an IV. Nursing students still must spend part of their time working with real patients while they're being supervised.
Up next, a surprise gift for a Utah teen paralyzed this past summer. Which famous country music star reached out to bring her a little Christmas cheer?
I'm Andrea Urban, and the NBA season is right around the corner, and the Jazz have not re-signed Rudy Gobert yet. He spoke to the media today, and we'll hear what he says coming up in sports. Plus, the Utes close out the 2020 season today, and it was a game the Utes fans have been waiting for. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Highlights and post-game reaction still to come.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's.
It's getting colder, oh so raw. Mom, look! Are you okay? Feeling like I'm shut out in a world.
Head home this holiday with the one you love. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today for exceptional lease and financing offers at the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Peter.
Push it.
What? Bring down.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
For over 20 years, Marcosian Auto has provided quality used vehicles to the people of Utah, regardless of credit situation. And at Marcosian Auto, if you have a job and a driver's license, you're approved, guaranteed. You're approved for full warranties and free oil changes. You're approved for super low downs and super reasonable payments. And folks, especially with COVID-19, don't get jerked around, get approved.
If you're someone who's living with HIV, know this. A diagnosis does not define you. You're still a friend, a family member, you're still you. Learn more at hivandme.com.
A really nice update to share with you about a Clearfield teen who is inspiring others. A crash caused by a drunk driver left Sarah Fry paralyzed and a double amputee. Now, she and her friends were coming back from Bear Lake last summer when they were involved in a horrific crash in Logan Canyon. All 4 teens were injured. After months of recovery, Sarah continues to cheerlead, but there's still one thing she really wants to do. So her favorite singer, Russell Dickerson, is helping.
And I know one of the first things you wanted to do was be able to drive. And so we teamed up with Chevrolet, and we are giving you a 2021 Chevy Traverse, fully upfitted just for you.
Wow, Dickerson says Sarah has truly moved him. You could hear it in his voice with her determination. Utah lawmakers are also considering a bill known as Sarah's Law, which would give police and prosecutors the option of requesting no bail for a drunk driver involved in a crash that led to death or serious injury. You can see much more of Sarah's journey on our website, fox13now.com.
That is such a great story. All right, a lot of people are getting more creative this year when it comes to decorating for Christmas. For one family in central Utah, it was an idea started over a year ago. Some 500 gallons of milk later, and that idea has come to fruition right in their front yard. Take a look. This is a life-size igloo made by Shelby and Matt Lund of Centerfield, along with their 3 young children. Now, last December, they started to save up their old milk jugs and then asked friends and family to do the same. It took 475 after all to make the igloo. 24 tubes of construction adhesive to keep it all together, and 3 strings of LED lights with lots of zip ties. But it's something they were able to create and build together as a family, and something they hope will bring a little happiness at the end of a pretty tough year to everybody who sees it.
We hope that any kids that drive by are just, in awe that there's an igloo in Gunnison or Centerfield, and that it brings some joy to their holiday season.
The Lunds have made giant gingerbread houses in the past with their kids, and they say they don't know yet what's in the works for next year. Adding this one was a lot of fun and maybe hard to top.
That's a lot of milk there. Those kids must be pretty strong, right? Makes you grow up big and
Strong bones, absolutely. Drink your milk and then maybe build a giant igloo with the ends of it, yeah. Pretty cool.
That is way cool, yeah. Speaking of milk and cookies for Santa as we're getting ready for Christmas. Of course, that's what we see on Christmas morning, but what we want to see is freshly fallen snow, where, again, over the past 5 years, we've had that white Christmas. Boy, it's been scarce with the snow here leading up to now towards the end of December. And we do have a storm that we've been talking about. We're going to give you some updates, the timing of that storm, to see if potentially some lingering snow showers as we push towards Christmas Eve day. But let's first focus in on what's going on right now. I showed you current conditions in St. George. Right now in Salt Lake City, we're at 32 degrees, mostly clear skies. We're going to see some clouds overnight, and tomorrow we're going to see partly cloudy skies along the Wasatch Front. Air quality becomes a little bit more of a concern now. We move from the good category because of the storm that we got late Thursday into Friday. Mixing out the air today, we move to a moderate concern level, at least as we turn towards Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah County. As we're going to see decreasing air quality moving for the rest of the weekend into about Tuesday, we start kicking up the winds, and then we see some improvements with the change Tuesday into Wednesday with our next storm system, and it's looking a little bit more impressive, at least giving a better possibility of seeing some showers. But just how much snow is going to fall and how much will be on the ground for Christmas, because as we look at the definition for a white Christmas, at least here in Utah, we got to see either freshly fallen snow Christmas Eve through Christmas morning, and when we see 0.1 inches or more, we can call that a white Christmas. We only see it about 30% of the time. But what about snow on the ground, an inch or more? We see it over half the time. But this year, boy, it's been very rare to see an inch of snow that sticks around. And will it be sticking around, especially with that storm Tuesday into Wednesday? Let's talk about that chance there, where we are seeing that northwest flow, some clouds in play. We're seeing some moisture upstream as we give you the wider viewpoint. High pressure off towards the west. So under that flow, it forces the moisture north of the state, swings it just to the east. But for tomorrow, we're going to get clipped, potentially maybe seeing a few extremes, or I should say light showers there across extreme northern Utah. Let's confirm it as we take a look at the models, and we're focusing on northern Utah. That's where we're going to see the activity. So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we've got showers in southern Idaho. They leak in just a little bit throughout the afternoon. Rich County, Logan Canyon, over towards southwest Wyoming. Maybe over the higher terrain, we might see some light shower activity, but it's extreme northern Utah, and again, near Bear Lake, over towards Logan Canyon that we see that chance. But that's not the storm that we've been talking about. The one again Tuesday into early Wednesday morning, that's going to bring at least a possibility of some snow showers as we look across northern into central Utah. Before tomorrow, we're waking up with some clouds. Temperatures in the 20s. We're actually going to find highs a little bit warmer than today, but we're also going to find a little bit more cloud cover and potentially maybe a little bit more haze. So for your forecast tomorrow, we're getting back up into the 40s, Ogden down through Provo. 40s in Price, keeping it cold and vernal. Looks like topping off at 40 degrees in Moab. Now central and southern Utah, you've got sunny skies. We're going to see some patchy fog. It's Moab. It's Ephraim Manti that we see that chance. Of course, the Uinta Basin, but for the rest of the state, we don't have the concern for patchy fog. And for St. George, it is a nice day. And it only gets better as far as if you want warmer weather and sunshine. You get it Monday and Tuesday. Now, the storm that's going to be hitting the state doesn't bring precipitation for you. It will drop temperatures Wednesday, but a slow warm up back in the low 50s as we head into Christmas. Now, low 40s in the forecast for tomorrow, upper 40s on Monday. Tuesday, we start to see some winds. A chance of a mixture of rain and snow initially late afternoon. Snow continue on overnight. Early Wednesday morning, it's snow. Not a lot. Less than an inch for the valley floors, maybe 3 to 6 inches for the mountains, but it's out of there and it's colder thereafter as we'll have teens and low 30s as we look at your highs and lows for Christmas Day.
Utah football closed out the regular season today against Washington State. Now, the Utes opted out of playing a bowl game this year, so today was their final game of the 2020 season. Rice-Eccles Stadium. It was a beautiful day for football. Washington State at Utah. In the first half, it was all Cougars. Already with 7 on the board, they extend their lead with this run. But the Utes, they respond, and they respond big. Jake Bentley to Britton Covey. He hops on his horse and leaves the Cougar defenders in the dust, a 91-yard touchdown. Now, later in the first, it's a 2-score Washington State lead. Jake Bentley will be picked off, and the Cougars capitalize and score, so they led 28-7 at the half. But don't count Utah out. Drew Lisk, the Draper native, in at QB. Ty Jordan takes it straight into the end zone to put the Utes back in this one. Now, minutes left in the third. Brian Thompson runs it wide and sneaks into the end zone untouched. And just like that, it's 28-21. Fourth quarter now, Ty Jordan, the true freshman, having himself a day down the sideline and to the house. We are all tied up at 28. And after a fumble recovery, it's handed off to Ty Jordan. He spins his way over the line. He rushed for 154 yards. Utah takes the lead for the first time. And the cherry on top, Clark Phillips III. He gets his first career interception with 2 minutes left in the game, and he takes it back for the pick six. That's 38 unanswered points in the second half, and that shutout gives Utah the 45-28 victory over Washington State.
Just coming out and getting better from the 2 games we lost and starting a 3-win streak, it really brings a lot to the table. It shows the fight, it shows how hard we work, and it shows that, you know, we're not going to end without a fight.
Bringing the juice, bringing the energy, whether it be offense on the field or defense on the field, like that was a huge thing that helped us, build momentum and helped us through drives and, just kind of kept us in the energy. Second half was huge.
The end result was very positive for our team. Very proud of the way the guys came out with a lot of resolve, determination in that second half, and just took complete control of the game. Great way and a very fitting way, I guess, to end a weird season, a weird type of a game to end a very strange season.
BYU is gearing up for the Boca Raton Bowl against UCF. Cougars are gunning for an 11-win season for the first time since 2009. And even with the success that they've had so far, quarterback Zach Wilson says that there's always something to prove.
I think we consistently just need to prove that we're a good team. I think we had a loss that we shouldn't have. I can say that for the whole team is I feel like if we had that game again, we would definitely approach it differently. And I still feel like there is more to prove about how good of a team that we can be and how good of a team that we are. You're not a good team if you can't finish the season off right. And so this is a big one for us and a big bowl game. It's hard to specifically say what there is left to prove, but we don't want to end with two losses. It's not fun.
And that's on Tuesday next week. Now, the Supermax contract deadline is 2 days away, and the Jazz have yet to re-sign the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Is this deadline a distraction to Rudy? Well, I'll let him tell you.
I don't think it's a distraction because, when you focus on something, which is for me right now, is winning and keep getting better as a team and as an individual. I know that things are going to be taken care of. Whether it's this year, next year, whatever. It's all about, for me, try to accomplish our goal as a team and see what happens.
Hopefully that championship. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
The frigid terrain of an untouched winter. Underneath this blanket of snow, a mystery awaits to be... Whoa! The Acura Season of Performance event is on now. Don't miss it.
Visit Mike Hale Acura or Jody Wilkinson Acura for attractive offers on the MDX.
Music can unify us all, and that is why I sing.
And when you have this many people all here for one purpose, it moves something in you.
Tonight's Christmas reading has a special place in my heart, and I hope it finds a place in yours.
We're all here for the same bit of hope. It feels like a oneness, and it's refreshing.
Watch Christmas with the Tabernacle Choir featuring Kelly O'Hara and Richard Thomas.
On BYU TV and the BYU TV app.
The holidays are full of tradition. But it's time they got a technology update. With a new Hyundai, filled with available features like blind spot cameras and oversized touchscreens. And with the big savings of Hyundai holidays, these are sure to make your holiday. Hyundai Holidays. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Get 0% for 72 months or get up to $3,000 in savings on the Sonata. Only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
Join us Thursdays for Healthier Together at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Learn ways you and your family can stay healthy with critical updates from medical experts. And see how local groups are making a difference in our communities.
Brought to you by Regions Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah.
Visit Happy Honda Days to get a great offer on the CR-V. While others may be decking the halls, you could be dashing through the snow with the best value of the season.
The holidays are a time for giving.
To your friends, your family,
To your teacher.
in that spirit of giving.
Chevy's proud to give our employee discount to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay
Is what we pay. Not a cent more.
because giving and giving back is what the holidays are all about.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get over $4,300 below MSRP on this Colorado. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
For Grumps, the holidays can feel like the dumps.
Doesn't all this good cheer
He asked.
just hurt your ears?
But from time to time, something changes their mind.
Grandpa, why feel sad?
She said.
When you can feel cheer instead.
You might be right. So he got the card in a tree, and his cheer grew by 3. Get your Mountain America rewards card today for 3 times the cheer this holiday.
Finally tonight, makes me cringe thinking if I did this off a ski lift. This guy dropped his phone out of a plane in Brazil, thousands of feet in the air. Believe it or not, the iPhone 6 only had minor damage to the screen protector and the case.
What? So I fumble and drop it, it gets destroyed. Thanks for watching.